Greetings and welcome back to Notch to 11. Thank you so much for joining me as always. It's a beautiful morning as you've just seen. Lots of bird song, lots of movement in the trees, absolutely fantastic. Bit of sunshine breaking through the cloud, quite warm, so I'm not sure how long the hoodie will last. But yeah, we're back on the permission. I've parked at the very far end of the farm and walked all the way through it to see what I could find that was short enough to dig on, and lo and behold, it's the Tudor field, which is behind me. The grassed bit of the Tudor field is too long now, and they'll be making hay with that at some point. The arable part of the Tudor field is growing still. It's been about 10 days since I was here, but still short enough to go on. There is the sheep's pasture, which is at the other end of the Tudor field, which had rams on it. So if they've gone, I've just passed a load of rams on the way, so I'm hoping that they might have been moved. So if they're gone, we might get some pasture digging as well. So without further ado, let's crack on. Right, been going about 10 minutes. First find of the day, tiny bit of lead, coming up in the 50s. As mentioned, I'm heading towards the sheep's pasture because if the sheep aren't on it and it's short enough, it'll be a lovely bit of digging for the day. Although we have had a lot of rain overnight, well, since yesterday, tons of rain actually. So the ground is lovely and soft on the Tudor field. So yeah, all's not lost. If the sheep are still on there, we'll crack on here and see what we find. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, second signal of the day, and that's where we're going, by the tree line. It was a bit of a scratchy, it was in the 80s, but a bit scratchy. I think we've got it out. Yeah, so it's all over the place, 80s and 90s. But it's nice numbers and it's a good tone, so I thought we'd find it together. Right. By the way, I've unpaired my MI6. I've been having trouble with it connecting to the Deus 2, so should be able to hear it at least today. And that? No, that's a stone. There we go. Oh, you're joking. You are joking. That can't be. Oh, this is embarrassing. It is as well. Oh, it's not whole. It's not going to be a dinger. Unbelievable. The amount of crotal bells. There is a theory from my mate Mark, actually, about why there's so many crotal bells around here. All to do with the Civil War and the movement of cattle and livestock, etc. But it's not a whole one, but it's another crotal bell. Oh, Jamie, I'd give a lot to let you find one of these, mate. Never mind. I'm well happy with that, as you'd probably imagine. What a start. Back on the Tudor field. See you in a bit. Right, next one. Having just found that half a crotal bell, which is mildly embarrassing now, but I'll never turn it down. I've got a 77, a very stable 77 actually. Quite a nice tone, which hopefully you can hear. Just there. Right, 77. See what we've got. The ground's lovely and soft today, so if anything, you know, last time I was here it was very, very hard and dry and hard to find signals. So it's obviously brought it back to life a little bit. It's out, I think. 77, wasn't it? Right, let's have a look. He says. Yeah, in there somewhere. 77 is a bit of lead, but it does look like it's something. It kind of looks like it's off a little lead toy. Yeah, I won't bother showing that one to you now. It might just be molten lead, to be fair, I don't know, but it's got some shape to it, so we'll crack on and yeah, see you on the next one. Right, next one was a very nice 65. It's in the clod. Just about hear it in there. I thought we'd find it together. Try not to cack it. That's there. Oh, in there somewhere. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, nice little bag seal by the looks of that. You see that? Some nice writing on it. Is it a seal or is it something else? Let's give it a wipe, gentle wipe on the trousers. Ooh, that's very cool. It's got something written on there. I'm presuming some sort of bag seal. And obviously we'll investigate a bit more back at the ranch. So yeah, excellent. I was going really well. Might have to stay on the Tudor field now. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've been to the sheep's pasture. There are still rams in there. And they're not the friendly, let's have a nosy kind of rams. They're the, can I see if I can butt you through the hedge kind of rams. So we don't go on that field when they're there. So never mind. We'll stick with the Tudor field. It's always giving stuff out. It's giving something else again as a 79. And that's well old. I've cleaned it because I thought originally it was just a little horsey brassy thing, but then as I kind of started to kind of wipe it off, I could see it was it's proper heavy as well. So that might even be a little bronze ring of some description, but obviously not a finger ring. Celtic ring money, maybe. No idea. If you got any ideas, let me know. That's obviously, it's not big. It's just the width of my finger, really. So yeah, let us know what you think. But that's got some age to it, I suspect. Moving on. Well, I don't believe it. I just got a 91, but it was really, really iffy. I nearly just carried on, but there was something about it. I thought about doing a live dig, and I thought, no, it's too iffy. Let's not bother. And then I've just literally taken that clod out there, and I don't know if you can see sitting up on its side there, which is probably why it was iffy, if that's the angle it was found at. But I think we got ourselves a silver coin. Oh yes. Oh, it's a Vicky. I've never found a Vicky silver. Oh yes. Oh my days. We're on the silver. Oh, you Tudor field of wonderness. Not sure what it is. I'm presuming it's a sixpence because it's quite small. That's definitely Queen Victoria staring back up at us, isn't it? So it's got a little bit of a nibble on the edge. Awesome. Oh my days. We're on the silver. Right, let's give it a clean. Back in a sec. There we are. I'm pretty sure that says 1845. It's a bit worn, to say the least, on that side. But the unmistakable young head of Queen Victoria. So 1845. So she came on the throne 1837, I think, 1838, something like that. So that is a very young Queen Victoria. So that is very, very cool. Actually, in fact, the first ever silver Queen Victoria I've ever found. And I presume it's a sixpence. So amazing. The Tudor field keeps on giving. Unbelievable. Silver. And we're only about an hour and a half in. Brilliant. See you in a bit. Well, this could be getting insane now. So that there was the Queen Victoria 1845 little sixpence. No more than three or four steps. I got again another scratchy one, but it was a 56. And I might be counting my chickens before they've hatched, but I don't know if you can see, there is a tiny rim, very thin, and that looks a bit silver to me. Could we be double silver one after the other? Let's find out. Just do it gently. Oh yeah, that's got to be in it. Oh my days. It's a hammered coin. It's a half of a hammered coin. Well. No way. Oh, it's battered again. Why don't I find a good one like Mark did? That said, I'm not complaining, obviously. Oh my God, that is absolutely brilliant. You can just see the remnants of a shield or something in there. Double silver, one after the other. That is insane. Right, let's give it a little bit of a clean, see if there's anything else on there that we can determine. Back in a sec. Yeah, double silver. Not a clue. It's seen better days, sadly. Yeah, Mark's coin was a Charles I. I don't think it's that. That looks a bit like the kind of shield you find on the kind of Lizzie type era. So the 1500s. Tudor, funny enough. There you go. Yes, double silver. That's just amazing. I'm almost lost for words. Within literally 3 minutes of each other. Crack on. Let's do it. I just decided to do one edge really, as it's been raining. It had been dry up here, so it's already been bearing fruit. See you in a bit. Right, quite half an hour since that absolute whirlwind of a 10 minutes. Got a surface find. I found a couple of little bits of lead since you last saw me, and then an 88 staring right up at me, which looks a bit weird. I'm going to have this and I'm going to have a coffee probably. Yeah, it's proper dried out on the top. Not a clue. Not a clue. Bit green. Let's just give it a quick wash and just see if there's anything on there. It's got obviously a little pattern, design to it. Cool. All right, I'll be back in a sec. If there's anything of interest, I'll be back in a sec. If not, I'm going to start heading for a coffee, I think. See you in a bit. Well, that's not a bad start, is it? Double silver and half a crotal bell, amongst other bits and bobs. That's amazing. They say a field is never done, don't they? So yeah, amazing, brilliant. Yeah, I hope you like the drone footage as well. I thought I'd bring the drone with me today. Managed to capture that first thing while it was still quite bright. It's now a bit overcast really, so but yeah, no, it's I promised myself I'd bring the drone a bit more often, and yeah, pleased to bring it down. So I hope you enjoyed that. Also, a massive thank you. You might have noticed that the intro is a bit different, shorter, sharper than it normally is. Trying to cut that kind of convoluted intro down, so I want to try and get to showing you stuff sooner than as soon as I possibly can. So a massive thank you to Henry, or as you'll know him, Griff Finds. So Henry, God bless you, mate. He's a young, talented individual, much more talented than old Marcus. So he very kindly helped me to pull that together. So thanks, buddy. When I see you, and it won't be too much longer, I'm sure, I've got a very special thank you for you. So until then, let's have me coffee and crack on. I'll see you in a bit. Well, that was a lovely coffee. Next one is another bit of crotal bell. There's no other way to dress it up. It was an 82, again quite wispy, but yeah, not a whole one. But yeah, that's obviously the flat edge where it would have, where the gap would have been for the P to bang around in, and that's another look at the remnants of where one of the holes would have been. Bit of crotal bell. There we go. That's 2 bits today, but not off the same bell, I don't think. Cool. See you in a bit. Right, next one is a very wispy 90s, 92, 93, 94. Probably just hear that. I'm not convinced, but I am digging a lot more of the kind of wispier, fainter signals today because, as you know, I've been on this field a lot, as have others. Mark's been here. I know the other detectorists that are on this farm probably come here because there's nowhere else to go. So yeah, so I'm digging some of those kind of wispier tones, and the VDI obviously is in the 90s is often all right. So I don't know whether it's deep or small. Let's have a look. Or is it just CAC, deep iron or whatever. Let's have a look. Yeah, still there. Let's go down a bit further. Let's use the bum shot again. Right. That's now quite deep. Oh, it's out. 98 now. Okay, let's see what we got. That's quite deep. That's a good 8-9 inches out, that. At least. And it is a coin. Yeah, it's a coin. It's quite old. Quite blank even. I don't know how old it is, do I? Do I, Marcus? It's quite green. Not a million miles away from where I found those 2 bits of silver. I was just kind of on the next row, if you like. You can see that. No, pretty blank, I think. Don't think it's a button. I think it is a coin, but we may never know. I'll clean that one up back at the ranch. Cool. Moving on. Next one was a 94 sunbather. And as you can see, it's a coin. Half a sunbather, or a third of a sunbather. That was poking out the top. And you can see the dry bit that was poking outside. Yeah, it's a coin. I reckon it's blank again, but we're going to give it a clean. Back in a sec. Well, not sure actually. There seems to be some sort of markings there. Or my eyes might just be getting tired, I don't know. There's not a lot to it, but that might be a bit of a different coin. I think it is a coin, but I think it might be a bit of a different coin. Possibly even a token, I don't know. We'll clean that one up back at the ranch. Awesome. We've got about an hour and a half left, I suppose. So let's see if we can find a few more. See you in a bit. Well, could be the last one, this one. It's a 72. Nice tone. The cloud has come in. It's starting to drizzle. And I'm nearly out of time. So I'm heading off to the corner, which is just over there. And then I'm out of here. So this will probably be the last one, unless we get lucky. So, right. Let's have a look down here somewhere. The last one of the day is a button. What's left of one anyway? Cool. Excellent. Well, it's been amazing. 2 bits of crotal bell, one kind of half a crotal bell, one bit. Little interesting lead seal thingy. 2 amazing bits of silver. You can see the rain is now starting to dampen my hand. So yeah, we've got a few interesting bits to clean up. As always, massively grateful to you for stopping by. Hang on for the roundup, because I've got some further giveaway news and just a bit of an update on something called the National Ring Recovery Service. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, before we go to the roundup, the title of this video clearly states that we also found gold this week, and we did indeed. But we didn't find it with the wonderful Deus 2, we found it with the wonderful Simplex, with the SP24 coil. And it was found the other day. I am a member of something called the National Ring Recovery Service, which some of you may have heard of. It's a very, very established Facebook group, but it's also has its own internet, its website as well. And as the name suggests, it's designed to help individuals who have lost items of jewellery and of significance to relocate them for them. So we offer our services for free. We get called out wherever it may be, normally fairly local, of course, to where we live. And we try and locate that item. It doesn't have to be just jewellery. It can be, lost pipe work. It could be lost machinery or whatever it may be. Something that's been lost by an owner that needs to be found, basically. So I was called out to a local village, which is about 5 miles from where I live, earlier this week to meet a very, very lovely couple called Mark and Lynn. Mark had been helping out his neighbours to clear a garden, basically to try and get it back to its normal state. So suffice to say, it was a bit of a jungle. When he got back indoors, his wedding ring was no longer on his finger. He was absolutely distraught, as you can imagine. And cutting a very long story short, he managed to get in contact with me. So I went down to his house a few days ago with the lovely Simplex SP24, and let's just say we had a good old route around in the garden to see if we could find it. And this coming up now is what happened. Right, well, we found it. Here we go. I'm not doing much video, Mark. I don't want their privacy. Coming up as a 54, 55 with the Simplex. I think we found it. Can you see it? See if I can see it. There it is. There lies the ring. Awesome. Let's go and give Mark the good news. So there we go. We also found gold this week. So Mark was absolutely delighted, and Lynn was as well, as you'd imagine. I didn't film anything other than locating the ring because it was somebody else's garden, so I didn't know whether we had permission or not, so there was no point. Having said that, we found the ring. He was absolutely thrilled. The National Ring Recovery Service, and I'll put the links to the group and the website in the description below. If you are a detectorist and you're interested in getting involved, it's a great way of doing your bit and helping out the local community. But it can also help to possibly even get you permissions and those types of things. But anyway, Mark made a very, very generous donation to Cystic Fibrosis, which is one of the charities that the National Ring Recovery Service kind of raised money for. So a good deed was done. So we found gold. I'm absolutely thrilled. It's a great feeling when you locate that and you give it back to the rightful owner. So yeah, so we found gold, but of course we also found silver and lots more too. So let's go downstairs and see what we found. Well, suffice it to say, the giveaway prizes are building up nicely. We've got lots of really cool stuff to give away. I'm going to be doing 3 prizes. At the time of filming this, I'm on 960 something. So we're getting closer to the 1,000 mark. So hopefully by next week or the week after, we'll be able to do the giveaway prize as we approach or go over the 1,000 subs. So spread the word, kids. Some really cool stuff to be won. And by the way, I'm not sponsored, so that's all funded by my own fair hand. Anyway, as for the roundup, we found some really cool stuff yet again on that Tudor field. Cat Corner is the normal smattering of green bits and bobs. Lots of kind of lead, some of which are molten, some of which kind of threw me. I thought they might be bits of something, but turns out they were just kind of nondescript lead. 4 buttons, a 4-holer, a couple of blank ones, and a navel button. And then on to the really interesting finds. Another piece of lead with a very square hole in it. It doesn't go all the way through either. So that was obviously used for something. Any ideas? Let me know. This thing here, I'm still none the wiser. Looks quite old to me. Possibly snapped off something. And it's got a hole through the bottom, but again, it's not hollow. So that's quite cool. We found 2 coins. This one here, pretty blank. Can't really see much, if anything, coming through there. This one, however, is very cool. Try and get it in the right way around. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. There's a lion there, facing left, holding a staff with a hat on it. He's standing inside an enclosure with a gate. And I'll put up some images as I'm talking about it so you can see what I mean. And then you might just be able to make out the initials HOL across the top. That would actually say Hollandia. So it's a Dutch Duet. So it's a Dutch Duet coin from the 1700s. So that is very cool. I've also found another Dutch Duet, a different design, on the top field. So a couple of Dutch coins off there now. This little piece of what appears to be cast bronze is very interesting. So if you've got any ideas what that might have been for, that would be very much appreciated. Again, I'm presuming there's some sort of lead seal. I haven't had time to research it yet, but very cool nonetheless. Haven't worked out what that says yet, but some writing. A couple of bits of crotal bell. This one would have been a very nice one. There's some nice pattern coming through there. And this one is about a half. And again, you know, more crotal bells or bits of coming off that field, which is incredible, really. And then last but by no means least, we found 2 bits of silver. I've done nothing more than give this a wipe with some foil. On closer inspection, and you probably won't be able to see it that easily, you'll just be able to see a 7 there.
and there's a remnant of a 5 on the other side of that line, and that is the shield, so the reverse of a Queen Elizabeth I sixpence. So it would have been about 1570 something. So not a whole one, sadly. I'm going to do a bit of annealing on that and try and straighten that out and get that looking a bit smarter. But nonetheless, a hammered coin, and we'll take that every day of the week. And then last but by no means least, my very first silver Vicky. Again, a sixpence, I was right. 1845, so a young head, silver sixpence, 2 bits, plus some Crotobel bits, and some other stuff to go in the cabinet. So that's awesome. So thanks as always. Don't forget, the giveaway is coming up, so keep your eye on the channel, and you'll have 3 opportunities to win some very cool stuff, including the CAC mug. See you soon.